Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are going to unpack something that is absolutely radically shifting the landscape of open source AI. We're looking at the Hermes Agent v2.0 update. Now, if you've been following the AI agent space, you probably already know Hermes has been steadily climbing the leaderboards, literally beating out established tools in daily use workflows. But this new update, it transforms it from just a simple tool into a persistent, MIT-licensed open source system that's literally designed to run 24/7 on your own infrastructure. So we aren't just talking about a basic chatbot anymore, we're talking about a continuous, self-improving operating environment. Here is our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the new AI workspace, background computer control, better browser automation, setting up Kanban boards, the goal command orchestration, and finally, advancing open source agents. We'll trace this whole evolutionary arc from the micro interactions all the way up to the macro orchestration. All right, section 1, the new AI workspace, moving beyond simple assistance. We really need to frame what Hermes is evolving into here. Because, the era of just typing a prompt and waiting for a text response, that is rapidly closing. Hermes is shifting into a continuous operating environment. The core of this relies on persistence. It literally runs 24/7 right on your local infrastructure. But what really supercharges the whole thing is its integration with the newest research portal, which is actually built on top of OpenRouter. This gives you access to some incredibly powerful models, most notably Alibaba's Qwen 3.6 Plus. And why does that matter? Because Qwen 3.6 Plus supports a massive 1 million token context window. To put that into perspective, when you are asking an agent to perform long-horizon web development tasks or really complex multi-step reasoning, that context window is the crucial difference between the agent just forgetting its objective halfway through and successfully completing an entire autonomous workflow. Moving on to section 2, background computer control, the micro layer. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that this is the micro layer where the AI actually interacts with your machine. And honestly, it's arguably one of the most brilliant implementations of computer control we've seen yet. Hermes has introduced this native computer use feature powered by Qwen. Typically, right, when you give an AI control of your computer, you have to literally take your hands off the keyboard. You just sit there and watch the mouse move around like there's a ghost in the machine, and you can't do anything else. Well, Hermes fundamentally changes this. It works entirely in the background. Now, currently, this is heavily optimized for macOS, but Windows and Linux support are rolling out soon. And honestly, the best part, it isn't locked behind some specific expensive frontier model. You can use any vision-capable model for this, whether that's Claude, GPT-4+, Gemini, or even a completely local open-source vision language model. Look at this quote from the source material, because the phrasing here is absolutely crucial. Hermes does not fully take over your PC. The AI agent operates alongside you simultaneously. Notice the active you there. You retain complete control of your mouse. Your keyboard focus doesn't magically jump over to another window. Your Mac isn't going to randomly switch desktop spaces on you. The AI agent is literally clicking, typing, and scrolling directly on your operating system in the background, while you just continue to work on your own tasks in the foreground. It's really the open source equivalent of highly advanced codec-style background execution. Section 3, better browser automation, fixing the scraping mess. So the agent can control the computer, right? But what happens when it actually needs to navigate the web? Historically, giving AI agents web access has just been an incredibly fragile, painful process for developers and users alike. And this comparison illustrates that pain perfectly. The old way, standard automation, was literally just duct taping systems together. You'd need a search API, a scraping tool, a headless browser, and maybe some Playwright scripts that, let's be real, inevitably break every single time a website updates its code. It was a mess. But the Hermes architecture completely replaces all of that with the Light Panda integration. Light Panda is this integrated, open-source web backend that is built specifically for machines and AI workflows, not human eyeballs. It is blazing fast, highly reliable, and if it ever does run into an issue, it has an automatic Chrome fallback built right in. You get this seamless, machine-optimized web interaction without all the duct tape. Let's move to section 4 and see how this builds up, setting up Kanban boards, the macro workspace. Okay, so with background computer use and this new unbreakable browser automation, we obviously need a way to actually manage these agents, especially if they're doing complex tasks simultaneously. Enter the massively updated Kanban UI. This takes Hermes from being just a cool command line tool to a persistent, highly visual workspace. You can create unlimited boards and projects to orchestrate multiple agents all at once. You can visually track exactly what your agents are doing, whether a task is sitting in the to-do column, if it's actively in progress, or if it's fully completed. You can even subscribe to project updates directly through a gateway messenger, which is just super convenient. And getting this incredibly powerful multi-agent UI up and running is remarkably simple. It really just takes 3 quick steps in your command line interface. First, you just run the Hermes update command to make sure you fetch the latest client architecture. Second, you copy the Kanban initialization command right from the documentation and run it in your terminal to set up the environment. And third, you just run the Hermes dashboard command. That immediately launches the web UI right in your browser. Just like that, boom, you have a visual command center for your entire AI workforce. Section 5. The goal command orchestration. Agents managing agents. Now we reach the actual brain of the operation. Because having a Kanban board is great and all, but who is actually moving the tasks? How do the agents know what to do next without you constantly sitting there prompting them? Well, the secret lies in the /goal command. By definition, this is a long-running autonomous objective mode. So instead of giving an agent a single narrow prompt, you give it a broad objective. The system then takes over, it manages the orchestration, utilizes that long-term memory, and even executes handoffs between different specialized agents. And the best part? Every single autonomous action, every little subtask it creates, is seamlessly tracked right back on that single Kanban board we just set up. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how it works under the hood. That /goal command is continuously running this exact loop. First, it plans. It breaks your big main objective down into manageable subtasks. Then, it executes. It runs the background computer actions, or the Light Panda browser tool calls. Next, it reviews. It actually looks at the results to see if the execution achieved the desired outcome. And finally, and honestly most importantly, it retries. If it hits a failure, it doesn't just throw up its hands, stop, and wait for you to fix it. It automatically recovers, adjusts its approach, and loops right back through the process until the objective is completed. I mean, that is true autonomy right there. Section 6. Advancing open source agents. The big picture. Let's pull all of this together now. We've gone from the micro-level clicks all the way to macro-level multi-agent management. The architecture of Hermes v2.0 represents a monumental leap. By combining Qwen's background computer execution that completely stays out of your way, the rock-solid web reliability of the Light Panda integration, and the sophisticated orchestration of the Kanban board powered by that /goal command, open-source agents have just reached a massive new level of reliability. We are literally looking at the open source equivalent of highly advanced, persistent, self-improving systems, stuff that honestly used to be the exclusive domain of massive tech conglomerates. Which brings us to the most exciting part of this entire explainer. The technology is here, it is open source, and it is accessible to you right now. You literally have the ability to spin up a persistent, 24/7 self-improving multi-agent operating system running entirely on your own hardware, working in the background right alongside you. So the ultimate provocative question I want to leave you with today is simply, what will you build with it? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to dive in, get this installed, and start experimenting today.